One of the quotes my mentor Damola would always say is, don't get comfortable, don't feel as if you're at home, always try for more. And on the 25th of April 2026, I took it upon myself and went to the bus park in Mile 2 and boarded the bus from Mile 2 going to Cotonou. And this was for 30,000 naira. It started off as just a back and forth of 40,000 naira. We brought it down to 35 and eventually set it at 30,000 naira. I went all the way. And while on the road, it was quite a seamless journey. Even the driver was quite an interesting individual, mainly because of how he was behaving and also because of how he just kept on trying to extort more money from individuals to pay more, especially those that don't have passport. So if for any reason you're trying to travel from Lagos, Nigeria, or anywhere within Nigeria, outside of Nigeria, especially within Cotonou and the borders closed, please make sure to get your passport. Now, one of the questions I've asked the most is, because of my hair, I've been asked, oh, I hope you didn't get harassed. I had just one interaction with an immigration officer, and it was very funny, mainly because he just looked at me and said, are you an artist? And I'm like, oh, no, I'm not. He says, oh, are you a celebrity? I'm like, oh, no, I'm not. And he says, oh, where are you from? I'm from Plateau State, sir. Where in Plateau State? Just South. Where in Just South? Kuru. And he looks at me. He looks at my passport. I said, oh, okay, you can go. And it was quite funny, but then again, it was quite just straight to the point, right? And that was the only conversation I had with any officer whatsoever from the time I left Nigeria up on the time I got into Cotonou. Now, from the Cotonou itself, from the semi-border, I was able to now change money. As at this particular time, this was 25th of April 2026, it was, in the exchange at the border was 390 sefa for 1,000 naira, which at the time, I'm like, the minute I heard the currency exchange, I think I first gasped, mainly because I didn't realize how interesting the currency has become, right? And I got it. We got a cab from the semi-border because the transport company I entered had already negotiated to make sure that once you get to the border, another cab inside of the border already, which is already in Benin, will take us from there all up to the Bay of Cotonou. So that was what happened. Now, as soon as I understood that I had a certainty of traveling, I started reaching out to all my contacts within African countries, informing them I'll be making my trip. So I'd already informed a friend of mine in Benin Republic that I'll be coming. So he was the perfect person that would help me source accommodation earlier on, making life so much easier for me. So when I got to Cotonou, I reached out to him that I was already there. Oh, mind you, I got a SIM card while at the semi-border, and the SIM card cost about 2,000 sefa, and I had to recharge an unlimited data of 5,000 sefa. Now that is altogether 7,000 sefa. One of the things that the guy mentioned was the fact that he would do it in such a way that it's going to be unlimited, but it's 11 gig. So I'll explain. You get 11 gig of data that gives you the fastest internet possible, right? And I would agree, it was actually fast because I still did place COD on it. But merely the 11 gig finishes, you would start having major upload problems. So I was trying to upload a couple of videos after that, but I had major struggles. My videos of barely 500 megabytes were struggling to go up. So that is one major one to actually factor in if you ever decide to come here. So now I get to the accommodation that my friend has already spoken to the person that owns the accommodation about, and it's a very simple apartment, which is where I'm currently shooting this video from. I would give like a preview of what this particular apartment looks. Just a simple one room, bedroom, toilet, kitchen, right? And it has a bit of a balcony to itself and a good space. And one of the good things about this is the fact that it made it so much easier for me to move wherever I needed to go during the period I was in Benin Republic for. Now, I was able to have meetings with my friend already, Itine, and his entire team, which is the team actually building the Kalimi. You would actually get to see their videos tag somewhere up here, and you actually should watch what they're doing, mainly because of how much they are putting into what they are doing. Now, Kalimi is producing quality baby food using technology and also major distribution within Benin Republic. And after I was able to have a conversation with their team, we sat for an interview. I had conversations with them, good number of interactions. And one of the things I have to say is the three co-founders were so kind to me, and really it was quite a remarkable experience. Now, in all of my research, I need to make sure that I'm able to find more founders, mainly because, again, the goal is to reach out to as much tech founders as possible, all within Benin Republic. And then I went to Seme City, and Seme City is quite a beauty. I like the architectural thought through process that was put in place when they're building Seme City. It was quite clear that they actually thought through the entire process when they're building it. And I went in there, had my first interaction with them, and it was just a conversation between me and them, and it was quite interesting. Now, for most of you that will ask, or have I been able to interact, it has been Google Translate, right? And I keep on saying that God bless whoever was the first person in Google to come up with the idea that we actually need to create a translation of some sort, because it definitely did help my life. I got into Seme City, met with the security, explained it to them by typing out, and then they spoke to receptionists. The receptionist came out and then ushered me to our office. We sat, I explained my Google Translate to her, she listened, she typed back, and then was all a conversation of, oh, okay, I should actually send an email. But luckily enough for me, my friend Etienne then called me and said, you know what, give her the phone, let me speak to her. So he spoke to her. I have no idea what they spoke, but then she now said, no, instead of an email, come tomorrow. The following day I went there was someone to receive me. Now, basically, the person walked me through the ideas that Seme City has. And it was clear that the government was very much involved in what technology was going to be for the future for their citizens. And it was how they have created an architectural process and how they have put things in place for training these individuals, for giving them free access to a space that they can use and collaborate as youth, as students, and even as founders to come to that same space. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to get startup tech founders in that particular space I was gunning for. Now, when I made that video, someone in the comments on my TikTok had even mentioned that there's somewhere else in Benin that I should check out. But because of the limited time I have in Benin, I would just not be able to do that right now. I will come back to Benin Republic, mainly because one, it was clear that there's a lot of innovation going on here. And secondly, is how easy it is to actually interact with people, and they will give you mutual respect as much as possible. It was clear that there were really, really kind individuals here. Now, speaking about the business part of things, right, especially for those who are looking to invest, and I'm sure a good number of investors will be watching this video as much as founders will be watching this video. If you're an investor, one of the clear things I can say with certainty right now is the government is involved. Now, when I say the government is involved in the improvement of the lives of people. And I'm saying this from a point of seeing the social behavior of individuals around the city, right? And I spoke to different people, from the bike individuals to the person selling mangoes, to the person well knowledge, to my friends that are already creating an amazing product. You can hear and see that the government is involved in actually bettering the lives of individuals, and also there's a system in place. So there's that whole lawlessness has been totally eradicated as much as possible, and they're creating amenities to make it better and easier for the life of citizens within Benin Republic. Now, when it comes to competitiveness, one of the things I also noticed is the fact that there are companies that are really dominating every single space. So it's not a space of two people dominating a particular market. It's more of one company holding it, the fort down, right? In the telecoms, you can easily see the MTN is holding that fort down. When it comes to cable, you can see that Canal Plus is holding that down. When it comes to being a super app that does literally almost everything, you can see that GoZM is doing that whole space and controlling that whole market. And as much as the Benin people are really, really kind and very interactive, you can also see the hustling spirit in them, trying to make things work out of what they have and the improvement and intentionality they do have. It's been quite an interesting couple of days, I must add. And I really want anyone watching this video to definitely take our time to come to Benin Republic. This is simply because you would have a different perspective, especially if you have a motive coming. So if you are intentional about actually building, you most likely will want to expand your market to Benin Republic. If you're looking to invest, you most likely want to actually look out for investment opportunities. If you want to build, you definitely want to come here to actually come and build. And the involvement is clear, right? Simply, this is your cue to visit Benin Republic and invest in Benin Republic, invest in Africa. If you're watching this video, please make sure to share this with someone, and also make sure you're following us, subscribe. Two companies that are proudly supporting what we are currently building with Business View Africa has to be Eccentric Mens Wear, which is a menswear brand, and secondly, Onbody, which is an AI operator. I'll put both of their links. Make sure to check them out. See you in the next one.